All right, Lesra. Here is how we use the Nescafe espresso maker. All right, it looks little, but it has a big punch. Let's take a look. First of all, you want to see the water back here. There should be water available. The way to release it is you lift up, tilt forward slightly, and it pops right out. And you can see there's a decent amount of water in there, so just drop it back in, leaning forward slightly. Although I got a wire in the way. Lean it forward slightly, and then drop the lid. There's like little hooks right there. Press in, drop the lid. It should be secure, and you should be all right. And you can put fresh water in for that. The basic operations is power is back here. As it's blinking, it's going to take a while to heat up. All the capsules go in there. You can take your average capsule, drop it in there, and then as it engages, pretty much it's poke the hole into the capsule and it's ready to go. When these have turned solid, the steam is available for both the espresso maker as well as the milk frother. We'll take a look. You can easily put any mug underneath and get going. The way these buttons work is, this is for a lungo, I think, espresso. It's the large espresso. This is the traditional espresso size. This is for milk frothing on a large cup, and this is milk frothing on a small cup. I don't even use these two buttons the way they're supposed to be used. I'll explain that in a bit. Now for the regular espresso, I usually just push this button right here. This gives you one shot. And each of these is pretty much one shot of espresso. You could stretch it a little bit and do the lungo here and stretch each capsule out, but it starts pushing just hot water. So it's not always recommended. And you have all your flavors here. If you want to see the strength gauge, I got a really cool selection I've been happy with. My favorites are the black and the gold striped ones. There's vanilla down here, which is nice if you want a little flavor. But the strength is pretty much right here on the box. This is an 8, which means it's pretty strong out of a gauge of 1 to 10. So I got a couple 8, 9s, and 10s in here, and I have a couple 4s in here too, just in case you want something mellow and mild. So you can find all about that on the box itself. If you're really curious about the flavor, it all tastes like coffee to me, but if you're really curious on what's what, it might explain on the side, but all of them are online. There's a 6. I have some Colombian here, some Colombian and Arabic mixes, straight up some strong Arabic coffee, and so there's a couple of different variations in there. Now the milk frother, this one's a little bit more complicated. So first off, it slides straight out. Be aware how it slides. And also there's a track underneath that works with these grids. It usually goes straight in. Once it's in and engaged, the steam feature for the milk pops up. So straight in, straight out. To release, to get in there and put some milk in there, you have a little button right here. Just push in gently and pop off. Everything on this thing should be done gently. If you have to force anything, that means something's wrong, so don't force anything. What I usually do, because of the measurement of milk is, and I'm going to use water as an example real quick. What I end up doing is I'll fill up how much milk I think I need. I'm using water as an example. So I'll put in that much milk, and I'll put the cold milk in the container. So I'll know I'll have exactly the amount of milk. I won't be wasting milk. It's okay if you do have extra milk in here. They designed the system for you can put the whole thing in the refrigerator. Put the top back on and it snaps, but if you want to put it in the fridge for later in the day or for the next morning, you just close it up, take it, put it in the fridge, good to go. But for right now, let's make some milk, quote unquote. So usually after you do the espresso, it takes a minute or two for these to re-engage for the milk. So in some cases, I actually do the milk first and the espresso last. In terms of if you're going to do a cappuccino or a you know, a latte, your foam levels are here. Let's see if I can actually show you. On the left is very little foam, yes. And on the right is a lot of foam. I've been keeping it in the middle when I do mochas. But if you want a little foam over there, if you want tons of foam for a cappuccino, right there. I've been keeping it in the middle, it's been nice. And pretty much you're good to go. Milk's in there, it's charged. Now instead of just pushing the button, the default selection for the company is ridiculous and it doesn't make any sense. So what happens is I push and hold the large button and I just hold it until I fill up my entire cup with milk. So I'll hold my finger on there until all the milk is gone out of the reservoir into the mug. You can see it takes a while, but we're going way beyond the default settings for the espresso maker, so that's why I have to hold it and do it manually. So we'll just assume that this filled all the way up and the reservoir for milk is all the way down and we're good to go. Once this re-engages up here and heats back up, then I'll do my espresso. So that's going to take a minute. Actually, it's pretty fast. Meanwhile, this is hot. Everything coming out of here is hot. By the time the whole process is done, it's the default setting for this machine, which everyone kind of complained about, but I went for it anyway, is like slightly hot from lukewarm. So it's like, it's hot, but it's hot, you can immediately drink it. It's not scalding hot. It is scalding hot if you stuck your finger down there, but it's not. All right, so we're ready. So now I just want one shot. I already put my capsule in there. Boom, 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 done, 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 ready to go. Push the small shot, and out would come, in a make-believe setting, espresso, and boom. Now you could use a spoon to stir it in a little bit with your foam, but that's pretty much a cappuccino or a latte. When you're done, just lift up. The capsule falls into this reservoir, this little chamber here, and it's a dispensing and unloading apparatus here, and so the capsule just boom falls in there. You don't have to worry about it unless you really start drinking some. This will start filling up. So boom, ready to go for the next one. And you can see after that first shot, it's already recharged, and you can do a second shot if you want. Which I actually recommend doing, like, you know, a 6 and a 4 or 8 and a 4 or something like that if you want to do dual shots. If you want to do a mocha, what I end up doing is I go up here and I have Target brand chocolate, and I got tons of it. Thank goodness. You can see I got plenty of it. And this makes the best mocha. So what I end up doing is I take an entire pack because I like chocolate. And I'll dump this whole thing in first. Then I'll do the milk. And then I'll do the espresso. And then I'll stir it all together. And it makes a perfect mocha. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoy this. I'll put it on YouTube and so you can watch it. Oh my gosh. All right. Have fun, Leisure. Welcome to Van Nuys. Whoop whoop. All right. Casa de Marc. That's it. Welcome. Bienvenido a Casa de Marc. Ciao.